I would like to announce that I am just appointing Maulana Afthab Cassim as a wakil. In my absence, he can make you breathe.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد صلاة دائمة مقبولة تؤدي بها أن حقه العظيم. نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. غوث أعظم بمن بسر ساما مدد قبلہ دی مدد کعبہ ایما مدد قادریم نعرائے یا غوث آدم میزنم دمز شیخ احمد رضا خان قطب عالم میزنم سیدی یا مرشدی شاہ مصطفیٰ خان زندہ باد. مسلک سرکار اعلیٰ حضرت زندہ باد. یا الہی مسلک احمد رضا خان زندہ باد. حفظ ناموس رسالت کا جو ذمہ دار ہے سیدی یا مرشدی شاہ مصطفیٰ خان زندہ باد. حامل فیض رضا مصطفیٰ امداد کن. صلی اللہ علیہ النبی الامی وآلہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. صلاۃ و سلاما علیک یا سیدی یا سندی یا حبیبی یا طبیبی یا رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم وعلی آلک و اصحابک یا رحمۃ للعالمین. All praise is due to Almighty Allah. Durood and salams upon the most perfect, exalted and glorified of Allah's creation, Sayyiduna wa Maulana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Peace, blessings and salutations upon the Anbiya Ikram, Ahl Bayt Athar, Sahaba Ikram, Khulafa Rashidin, Tabain, Tabi Tabain, Aimma Mujtahideen, Awliya Kamilin, and all those who will follow the path until the last day. We thank Almighty Allah through His infinite mercy and the wasila of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam for blessing us with the opportunity to congregate for us for Salatul Jum'ah and to prostrate in His most exalted court. Before continuing, let us all direct our hearts, our thoughts and our minds towards the holy and the sanctified court of the beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and in doing so let us all together recite the Durood Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyana wa Maulana Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Maulana Muhammadin salatan daimatan maqbulatan tu'addi biha anna haqqahu al-azim. क्या बात रज़ा उस चमनिस्तान करम की, क्या बात रज़ा उस चमनिस्तान करम की. ज़हरा है कली जिसमें हुसैन और हसन फूल. दिल है वो दिल जो तेरी याद से मामूर रहा, दिल है वो दिल जो तेरी याद से मामूर रहा. सर है वो सर जो तेरे कदमों पे कुर्बान गया, सर है वो सर जो तेरे कदमों पे कुर्बान गया. Today, by the grace of Allah and the mercy of the beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, we are once again blessed with attaining the barakat of Yawmul Jum'ah, the day of a Friday. And this day is a very Mubarak day as well, the day of Jum'ah. And today we have with it another extraordinary blessing, that with it being Jum'ah, it is also Yawmul Ashura. It is the 10th of Muharram, which is a very, very important historic event and a very important historic date for the Muslims throughout the world. This 10th of Muharram, and specifically let me say 10th of Muharram Friday. Friday, 10th of Muharram, It has been narrated that there is no creature on the earth, no animal, no leaves, no plants that do not tremble when the Friday 10th of Muharram comes. They do not tremble when Friday the 10th of Muharram comes. Animals, plants, trees, सब घबरा रहे जब 10 Muharram Juma हो. They all are anxious when Friday the 10th of Muharram comes. Why? Because even they know that Qiyamah will come on Friday 10th of Muharram. When Qiyamah comes, it will be a Friday. It will be the 10th of Muharram. When Qiyamah is going to come, you don't know and I don't know. None of us knows when Qiyamah is going to come. None of us knows how close or how far Qiyamah is. But more than 1400 years ago, Sayyidul Kainat, the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the Sahaba Ikram that Qiyamah is on your doorstep. 1400 saal pehle. 1400 years ago, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Qiyamah is very near to you. So think how near Qiyamah is to us now. Think how close it is. And this 10th of Muharram, the Friday 10th of Muharram, it has been stated Qiyamah will come. Do you know what is Qiyamah? Let me remind you. The coming of Qiyamah is the most frightening event. It is the most frightening event from the beginning of the creation, when everything will come to an end. Nothing will remain. The sky will break. The earth will fold and roll up. The world that we run behind so much, that we love so much, all of us love the dunya too much. The love for dunya has taken us far away from deen. The love for dunya has taken us far away from the closeness that a banda should attain in the court of Allah. How many signs of Qiyamah? There are numerous, many signs and alamat of Qiyamah. That before Qiyamah comes, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. But the major signs of Qiyamah we have not seen yet. But we have seen many other signs of Qiyamah. We are seeing it already. But even though we look at the signs of Qiyamah, we don't change our life. हम अपने जिंदगी में कोई फर्क नहीं करते. You know, when you hear about what Qiyamah is, what will happen before that, the history, what has come in the Hadith Mubarakah about it, what the Quran says about this day, that day will come. Nobody can do anything about it. This world that we run behind and this world that we become the ghulam and the slave of, we have made ourselves the slaves of this materialistic world. We love dunya so much. We love dunya and all the materialistic aspects of the dunya so much that we forget one day we have to die. The dunya has become our objective. The dunya has become our maqsad. People have made dunya the maqsood-e-hayat. They have made it the purpose and the objective of their life. Yet our objective is not dunya, our objective is akhirah. Our real and our true benefit and our true success is akhirah. But what has happened is we have made this dunya everything. We do everything for this dunya. We run behind the dunya. We chase behind the dunya. But on the day of Qiyamah and on Maidan Mahshar, on the day when we will stand to answer in the court of Allah for our entire life, पूरी जिंदगी का जवाब जिस दिन देना होगा. Do you know what the day of reckoning will be like? Let me remind myself and remind you also. What will be Maidan Mahshar? What will be the day of reckoning? What will be the day of Hashr? Where all the awwaleen and the akhirin from the beginning of time till the end, all the people will be standing on Maidan Mahshar. And we will be standing there and answering to Allah for what we did in this dunya. Whatever we did in this dunya, we will be answering to Almighty Allah. We will be held accountable in the court of Allah for everything that we did. Don't think that in the akhirat you will escape. Don't think that we will escape the jalal of Allah. What you did, you will be answerable. That is why in Jum'ah, most of the time in the khutbah, you will hear al-bir la yabla, wal-dhanb la yunsa, wal-dayyanu la yamut, i'mal ma shi'ta kama tadinu tudan. It is very clear that whatever good you do will not perish. وَالذَّنْبُ لَا يُنْسَى. And whatever guna and bad you do, it will not be forgotten. We will have to answer to Allah. وَالدَّيَّانُ لَا يَمُوتُ. And the one who rewards or gives punishment, he does not die. Allah is all existing. اعمل ما شئت. Do whatever you want. You know all this, so do whatever you want. كَمَا تَدِينُ تُدَانُ. Like you do, that is what you will get. You will reap whatever you sow. So it is very important for us to remember, and I am talking on this topic today because it is Friday the 10th of Muharram. It is the day that the world can come to an end, if Allah wills. When, which Friday, which 10th, we don't know. But Qiyamah will come. How many signs of Qiyamah are there in front of us? One sign of Qiyamah, let me tell you. One sign of Qiyamah is that the females will imitate the males and the males will imitate the females. How much do you see this now? Everywhere that you go, the females want to be like men and the men want to be like women. This is a big sign of Qiyamah. The beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said there is la'ana. The beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said there is la'ana of Allah and the entire malaika upon that female who tries to imitate males. But we allow our daughters to be like this. We allow our women to be like this, not realizing that this is a big sign of Qiyamah. This is a great sign of Qiyamah. Another sign of Qiyamah is that the son will become closer to his friend than to his mother and father. In other words, children will be closer to their friends than to their parents. Are we seeing it? Can we not see the sign of Qiyamah? How many youngsters today have adab and respect for their parents? You know what happens now when your father becomes old and when your mother becomes old? Maybe people don't like what I'm saying, but it is real. We have to give ourselves a reality check. We have to wake up before it's too late. Right now we are sleeping in ghafla. We have to wake up, come out of ghafla. We have to realize. Today, many homes, it's sad. When parents become old, the children think that their parents are a burden. Maa baap boj ban gaye. They say that they have become old. They have become old. They are a taklif. They are a difficulty for us. I said one waqia many times. There is one little narrative that I said many times. I said it here in Nuri Masjid also. I'm going to say it again. There was an old man in Bareilly Sharif, a very pious man in the city of Imam Ahmad Rida, the Imam of the Ahlul Sunnah. He was an old man. He used to live in the city of Bareilly. And his job was to sell bread. He used to sell bread, roti based. And I said this waqia many times, but I want to remind you something. That's why I'm saying it again. Because we are talking about Qiyamah. He used to sell bread, roti, khubz. He used to sell bread. And he used to sell bread, fresh bread, 1 rupee. Stale bread, 2 rupee. Any businessman will say this makes sense. If I say to anybody who has got a shop that sells bread or food, that today's food is €1 and yesterday's food is €2. Yani fresh is €1 and stale is €2. Yani taza €1 or basi €2. Now I don't know if that's what you say, fresh and stale, right? But I think you understand. What is from Khistr is more expensive, and what is for Fandakh is cheap. It doesn't make sense, isn't it? Whatever is for Fandakh should be more expensive, and what is from Khistr should be cheaper. But this man used to sell fresh bread, today's bread, for ₹1. Think €1. And yesterday's bread for ₹2, for €2. So everybody would just be quiet and buy the bread. Whoever wanted fresh bread paid 1, and whoever wanted stale paid 2. But most people bought fresh because it was now cheaper. One day, a young man walked past, the old wise man. And he went to the old person and he said, "Sheikh, I have one question." Says, "What is the question?" He says, "Rather, let me give you some advice. You are now very old." He said, "I think you are making a mistake for many years." Said, "What is the mistake?" He said, "You are selling the fresh bread for ₹1 like €1, and you are selling the stale bread for €2. I think the fresh bread should be €2 and the stale bread should be €1, because the fresh bread is fresh, so it's more money. The stale bread is less money." He said, "No, I am doing right. You are not understanding." I want you to listen carefully, and I want you to keep this in your heart. He said, "I am doing right. You are not understanding." He said, "What are you doing right? How can the stale bread, the old bread, be more expensive and the fresh bread be cheaper?" He said, "I am right what I am doing." He said, "How are you right?" He said, "The fresh bread, the stale bread, the bread of yesterday is one day closer to the zaman of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The stale bread, the old bread, is one day closer to the zaman of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is closer to the zaman of the Nabi is more valuable than what is after. What is closer to the zaman of the Nabi is more valuable than after. Now think about it. If the stale bread is more valuable in reality because of that concept, then how valuable are our parents to us? How valuable are our elders to us? How valuable are our grandparents to us? But it is a sign of Qiyamah that people will disrespect their elders. They will disrespect their parents. You know what many people do when their parents become old? They put them in old age homes. They take them and put them in old age homes. And then they get a message after some time that your father has died or your mother has died. Then we go to bring their janazah to our homes. But why did we take them out in the first place? Because we feel that they are a burden, they are a boj, they are a burden to us. How can you regard those people as boj and as burden and taklif? Who when we couldn't walk, they held our finger and made us walk. We didn't know how to walk, they taught us how to walk. We didn't know how to stand, they taught us how to stand. We couldn't eat with our own hands, they fed us when we were children. But when they become old, you find it difficult to feed them. Bayazid Bustami and the pious servants of Allah, they became and reached this level. Shaykh Abdul Qadir became Shaykh Abdul Qadir because of his love for his mother, because of khidmah for the mother. It is a sign of Qiyamah. As I am saying, today is Friday, the 10th of Muharram. It has been said in the Ahadith Mubarakah that Qiyamah will come on the Friday, 10th of Muharram. The 10th of Muharram is very famous. This is the day that Allah split the Nile for Nabi Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. This is the day that Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam came out from the stomach of the whale. This is the day that the ark, the ship of Nuh alayhi salam, came onto the mountain. It came to land. This is the day that Adam alayhi salam's special dua in the court of Allah was accepted. So it is a day of a lot of dua. It is a day of changing your lives and our lives. It is also the day that the grandson of the beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, fidaka abi wa ummi, the grandson of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sayyiduna Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu gave his life for the sake of Islam. He gave his life and was made shaheed with his family members and his companions. Why? For the sake of protecting Islam, for the hifazat of the deen of Allah, teaching us a lesson that no matter what happens, you should never give your hand in the hand of somebody who is corrupt. You should never make your imam somebody who is corrupt. You should not make your leader somebody who is corrupt. In this time, people don't care about this. Look how weak we have become. How many people really care about what halal and haram is today? Let's be honest. How many people care about it? Everybody is just eating. Everybody is just enjoying life. Why? Because the nafs has overwhelmed them. And this is a sign of qiyamah. When the nafs overwhelms you, you don't care what is halal and what is haram. You don't care what is right and what is wrong. Please, I'm reminding myself and I'm reminding you that one day we have to stand in front of Allah who is Qahhar and Jabbar. We have to stand in front of Allah. Allah is Rahman and Rahim, but Allah is Qahhar and Jabbar also. We will stand in front of Allah on the day of Hashr, on the day of reckoning. For one day only we will stand in front of Allah. For one day, the entire universe is going to give the answer to Allah. What did you do? You know how long that day is going to be? Look in the hadith. That one day will be equal to 50,000 years. 50,000 years. The earth will be burning hot. Now the sky is many thousands and thousands of miles away from us. But on the day of Qiyamah, the sun will be this much above our head. This much, one balish. This much, one span above our head. It has come in the hadith that now the back of the sun are facing us. On Qiyamah day, the front will face us. What is going to happen to us? When we talk about Muharram, when we talk about Qiyamah, we should remember that everybody will be held accountable before Allah. We all have to answer to Allah. Allah give us tawfiq to understand. Allah give us tawfiq-e-khair. Look at what is happening in Palestine. Look at what is happening to our children. Look at what is happening to our mothers and sisters. Still we don't want to change. Still we don't make shukr for what Allah gave us. They don't know where the next meal will come from. We have extra meals and we open the bin and we throw it inside. This is a sign of qiyamah. Allah give us tawfiq to understand. Allah protect our deen and our iman. Allah keep us with iman. And when the time comes to die, may we leave this world with iman. Allah allow us to understand why He put us here. Don't forget why Allah put you here. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah put us here for His ibadat, to remember Him, to do what He commanded, to obey Allah and obey Allah's beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Keep this in our hearts, keep this in our mind. I was said to complete at 25 past, it is now 25 past. Allah give barakat in time. Allah Ta'ala bless us with the barakat of this 10th of Ashura, 10th of Muharram, and use this day to make tawbah, use this day to do good things and turn your life. Try to turn your life for the better. If you do that, inshallah, Allah's rahmat will descend upon you. Respect your parents, honor your parents, respect your elders, honor your imam, honor your asatiza, your teachers, and teach your children to be ba'adab. Teach them respect. I saw a little boy. I'm going to just take 1 minute. I saw a little boy. This little boy that's sitting there. He came into the masjid. I think he's probably 3 years old, or maybe smaller. He came into the masjid and he went to shake hand of all the elders that were in the masjid. All from one side he started and he went right through the masjid. You know why he did that? Because his parents taught him that. Because his grandparents taught him that. Children are little shrubs. They're like little plants. If you grow them right, they will grow into beautiful, huge Mubarak trees. But if you leave them to grow wild, there will be no control. So this also is a good sign. When we see our children are learning adab, teach your children adab. Allah bless us all. Allah bless Sunni Muslims of Palestine, wherever the Ahlul Sunnah is going through difficulty, Allah remove them from difficulty. All those who are ill, Allah grant them shifa kamil sehat ajil, especially for our Bhai Umar Abdul, who is unwell. Dua for Haji Farhad and Haji Muhammad Ali Haji Nasir's sister, who is to undergo an operation. Allah grant her shifa kamil set ajil. All those that we know or don't know of that are ill amongst you and your community, Allah grant them all shifa. And Allah keep us with iman. Let us leave this world with iman. Wa ma alayna al-balagh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Narae takbir, narae risalat, narae sunnah.
Hazrat, if I feel the right to know of